Hello, this is Survival-gyver, and this is just a little project I've been working on. This is a raised garden bed at my parents' house here. I tried to take care of, and I'm going to show you what we got going on here. These are bush beans, for the most part. So they're string beans. They're not quite ready to go yet, but they're getting there. I already picked some today, which were good, but there's 30 bush beans in here, plus one vine. I'm not sure why there was a vine mixed in with the seeds, but there was. It goes all the way up about 12 feet, and then so there's telephone cable behind us. So I had to get it to go somewhere. So I tied it to a tree, thinking it would never get that far, and well, it's wrapped around the tree. Whoopsie. Didn't think it was going to get that high. So that's a new one because we've never planted beans on a vine before. So that's all new. That's the reason for this wonky trellis, because, well, we've never had this kind of problem before. And to keep some off the ground, we added some extra little trellises there. Here we have lavender, and these are going to be eventually red bell peppers. These things here we're growing as onions, and we're growing forks apparently. The forks are actually to keep the birds and the squirrels out. It works out relatively well because you'll see all the damage they've done around it, but not in it. So that's kind of cool. You can see where there's one digging here in the corner by this lavender plant here. And yeah, they haven't touched the rest of the big plants yet at all. This one here is all yellow onions. First time we ever grown yellow onions here. More lavender because it keeps some of the bugs away. And these are going to be green peppers. And even though the plants are tiny, they're producing a good amount of peppers already. And more onions. There were 3 on each, but some of them didn't germinate, so I guess that is what it is. More lavender. And this is a rogue tomato plant. We didn't plant any tomatoes this year, and one of the beds we had from last year, which did not have tomatoes in it, nor did we use any materials that had the tomatoes in it, sprouted tomatoes. So apparently onions, again, work well as a companion plant to tomatoes. So this is a late bloomer, but it's getting there. This is just a spare bucket. It's got one onion growing in it and a cactus. The cactus was also one of the beds. We have no idea how it got there. And I transplanted it here, and it's doing pretty well. One of the few actually purchased plants is we have a citronella plant up here, so I'm not being killed by mosquitoes. It's a nice big plant hanging from some wood up there. Keeps it away from the dogs. And let's go to the back side here. Tomato plant number 1. We think that they're Candyland, which are huge tomato plants. So these are in bags. This has 3 onions in it. The other tomato plants we have that are to the right do not have any onions in them. That was an afterthought considering how huge they are. You may not be able to tell. The fence is 4 foot tall, and the tomato gets almost 5.5 feet on that one. And they're currant styles. They're small tomatoes, almost like a cherry tomato, but a little bit smaller. And there's hundreds and hundreds of flowers on them, and tomatoes already starting. Weren't expecting to get this big. We weren't expecting anything out of them, so it's a surprise. This is tomato plant number 2. You can see that there's a stake right there out of the ground, or out of the planting spot, because the arm is so huge. This one goes way up. to about, well, I'm 6 foot, so that's about 7.5 feet. And this plant is about 3 feet wide, going almost 4. And there are same kind of tomatoes everywhere on them. It's like a little forest, and we've cleared a lot back to give it some more room, and it just keeps going. I'm guessing it's a non-determinate style. There are some way down there that are, let's see if I can get the camera in here. There we go. The noises you hear in the background, it is 4th of July, so there's gonna be a lot of noise today. So there's some tomatoes growing there. Not sure what it is. It's growing as a weed. It's got flowers on it, so I'm not sure what that one is yet. I can look that one up. And tomato plant number 3 is monstrous. So there's another stake here, and that one's at the very edge of the bag. This is about 6.5 feet wide and about 7 feet tall. One big, gigantic friggin' plant. And there's actually a security light behind it for our dogs. We had a dog that just passed away last week. She was jet black, and at night you couldn't see her when she was mixed in with all the black bags. So in order to be able to light up some of the backyard when she was around, it helped. Unfortunately, it has now completely covered the light, the tomato plant, so it doesn't really go off anymore. But another crazy one where not only is it strange, but it's split down there, which is unusual for a tomato plant. They usually go straight up. But this split, and we're not sure why. And we have some that are like this, where it's one stem with 2 sets of tomatoes growing on them off the same stem. So yeah, they're everywhere. I don't know if I can get this to focus, but there's, like, I counted on earlier this week, there's like 300 and some odd flowers on it earlier this week. We just have a lot of tomatoes growing. So that's going to be interesting. The stuff behind it is actually the extra stakes we have. We have tobacco stakes and bamboo stakes. And we have some of the regular metal and plastic ones. And those tomato cages are, well, that was a secondary thought. Most of them are pretty rusted. And we had no intention of even planting tomatoes this year. And we had no expectation that they were going to be this big. So, yeah, wonderful. No idea why my flash is on. There we go. So maybe that'll help better. All right, so those are those. Walk carefully across the backyard here. And we're going to go look at the herbs. Hi, it's Sadie. We're growing herbs too. We got basil, and thyme, and tarragon, and sage, some daisies, more lavender, keeps the bugs away. And there's Shadow, who just got a shower. She's probably going to roll around in the dirt now. Probably. Some of these we took out the parsley because we don't use parsley for anything. But we have at least some good stuff coming up. Let's see how Shadow's doing. Hi, Shadow. How was your shower? Look at you. How was your shadow? Say hello to all the people at Survival-gyver land. Right? Good girl? Just try not to roll around in the dirt. Mom just gave you a shower. Alright? What are you doing? Scratch, 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 scratch. Alright. And that's it. Thank you for watching.